What up? What up? Hello, you guys. What's up? I'm Carissa Atkins. I'm a former marketing and HR professional turned two-time entrepreneur, certified health and life coach, personal trainer, and total badass champion for women's health. I'm also a mother of two awesome humans, a wife, a sister, and a friend. And just like many of you, I wear so many different hats. I became a coach because I found myself frequently being approached by women who needed advice and accountability and support in regards to life's biggest challenges. I'm talking challenges like weight loss, toned bodies, food prep, exercise, stress, careers, relationships, you name it. I loved meeting with women and I love helping them boss up. I have conquered many of the personal challenges that my clients face through my own past experiences, which gives me a very unique perspective on how to help other women overcome various roadblocks too. I am driven by my love and my passion for helping women boss up and create healthy habits. And that's exactly how my business, my speaking, my coaching, my whole career kind of came about. I've been featured on networks such as ABC, CBS, NBC, Market Watch, and so much more. I help CEOs and busy entrepreneurs melt 10 to 15 pounds of body fat off their bodies. I help them lay down some lean muscle mass, which allows them to feel sexy and toned in their bodies. And I help them create unstoppable confidence, not just like in their physical space, but also in their mental space. So, how do I know how to do all this? How am I the expert? Well, easy. I used to weigh 213 pounds. I went from feeling like blah to total badass in less than 5 years. And now I get to help other women do the same thing on a daily basis. Now, what I want to share with you today is something that I have personally learned and experienced when it comes to having a mental, emotional, and physical transformation. Ladies, men, gentlemen, kids, whoever is watching this video, it is time. It's time to raise our standards, unleash our healthiest selves, and give ourselves permission to boss up to the next level of brilliance. So let me take you back for a little storytelling time. Let me take you back to 2010. You see, on the outside, I looked like a fun, loving, successful go getter who had her shit together. I was well respected in my community and in my career. I had two awesome kids to take care of. I had a wonderful husband who loved and supported me. But on the inside, it looked and felt completely different. As I struggled with finding true happiness, balance, and self love, my weight got out of control. As my weight increased, everything else in my life suffered even more. I was depressed. I was ashamed of my body. I had zero self worth, and my confidence, let's just say that that shit was fading away. My health and self care took a huge nosedive, and I felt like my life was spiraling out of control. When I tried to think about all the different things that I could be doing, I felt so overwhelmed by all the stuff and the shoulds that I chose to just stay stuck instead. But I had a big life-changing moment in Germany, thank goodness, when I was stationed there with my family. You see, before I get into that aha, I truly believe that life presents us with so many amazing experiences. So many experiences that are either going to allow us to boss up and go in one direction or allow us to just stay stuck. But we have to be willing to look for the ahas. We have to be willing to see the lessons and the failures. So there I was. I was sitting in a doctor's office when I got some really hard to hear truth. The doctor looked at me and she said, Carissa, I hate to tell you this, but someone needs to. She said, you're 5 foot tall, you're 213 pounds. And if you don't change your lifestyle habits today, you might not be around for your kids 10 years later. Oh God, right? Ouch. Talk about a punch straight to the gut. I mean, I knew I was overweight and I hated my body, but I never considered myself to be obese. After I got home, I smoked at least a pack of cigarettes, drank a bottle of wine, and cried myself to sleep. Has anyone ever had one of those days where they're just like, oh my God? That wasn't the big aha, though. And I cannot wait to share that with you. So the next day, I walked my son to the bus stop. I stopped by my good friend Jamie's house for the daily gossip. We smoked about 8 cigarettes and we drank probably 2 pots of coffee. Y'all, this was my life, like my daily life on repeat. But when I got home, I sat on the couch and I looked over to my left at a picture of my mom. And y'all, for the first time in my entire life, I saw just how heavy she was. I saw all 320 pounds of her. I saw her battle with cancer, diabetes, lack of energy, and quality of life. And in that moment, that was the moment that I decided to boss up. I wanted more for myself. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved my mama, but she gave all of herself to everyone else and she never thought about taking care of her. You guys, that aha moment sparked something inside of me and pushed me to boss up and become a better version of me for me. One day, one habit, one meal, 1 pound at a time, I began to lose that unwanted weight and I slowly reclaimed my best life. Losing over 90 pounds the right way may have taken me 4 years, but I promise you this, being able to lose the weight and sustain my weight loss makes me feel fucking incredible. Now, I just want you to close your eyes for me. Okay. Now, if you're driving, obviously don't. But if you're sitting and watching this video, go ahead and just close your eyes. No one can see you or hear you. So why not do it? Right. So go ahead and close your eyes for me. I want you to imagine this. I want you to imagine stepping on a scale and finally seeing a number that you haven't seen since you were 16 years old. I want you to imagine slipping on your bikini this summer and noticing the people are looking at you, not because you're overweight, but because your six pack is showing. I want you to imagine looking in the mirror and seeing a confident, sexy woman or man that is killing it in your career. Can you imagine that? Oh my God, y'all, that was me in 2018. Thank you for playing along with me. Now, this was me in 2018, right? My body was ripped. I was crushing my career goals left and right. I was getting noticed in my community for being a super fit marketing and HR professional. Now, this is probably the moment in time where if you're not happy in your body, you're probably thinking, damn skinny girl problems. Like, I don't even want to hear about your skinny problems, right? But you see, you guys, even though I was in the best physical shape of my life, my mental, emotion, and spiritual health was a wreck. Even though I had melted body fat, looked lean as hell, and enjoyed the benefits of feeling like a queen in my community, the constant hustle and the always on mentality was killing me. My stress levels were so high that my health took another nosedive. I was losing a shit ton of hair on my scalp. My eyebrows were damn near gone. I wasn't sleeping at night because I had a hard time shutting off my brain. My energy was sustained only by the constant stream of caffeine, which meant that I crashed hard the minute I got home. I was always irritable with my kids and my hubby. And the people, that I love the most, they didn't really get the best version of me anymore, which made me honestly feel guilty and like shit. And if that wasn't enough, my digestion was crap. I was just diagnosed with Hashimoto's, and all I could do was like feel sorry for myself. right? This was all happening because I wasn't listening to my body. And instead, I was obsessed with my work and my career. I was a full blown workaholic. The hustle and all like the hard work that I believed created my worthiness, it was killing me. I became so consumed with hitting career goals and supporting my community and feeling like a queen in the corporate world that I lost sight of what was so incredibly important to me: my marriage, my kids, and my health yet again. Now, don't worry, because this all leads to a very happy ending. I mean, this video is titled From Blah to Badass. So, again, this all leads to a happy ending. I am proud to say that I am not the woman I once was in 2010. I'm not even the woman I was in 2018. However, the old Carissa taught me lots, and I am thankful and I am grateful for all the good and the bad and the rough days that I went through. And let me tell you who I am today, right here in this video. Today, I am confident. I am sexy. I am strong. I inspire others. I take care of myself first. I am a badass boss babe queen who is living her best life, right? I'm a successful coach that not just gets to travel the world and have fun and experience lots of cool things, but I also get to experience massive breakthroughs and transformations with my clients daily. Y'all, I love what I do. And in case you're wondering how I went from marketing and HR queen to health and life coach, let me tell you. So back in 2017, I wasn't just slaying the corporate life, but I was also helping women overcome some of life's biggest hurdles. Again, weight loss, self-worth, guilt, shame, work-life balance. Every week, I was showing up at local coffee shops, helping women tweak their habits and their mindset, which allowed them to boss up in their life. Helping women boss up was my hobby. And I had no idea that helping them would lead me to finding my passion and my purpose in life. And it all started with a Facebook post from a woman looking for a health coach. And the rest, they say, is history. So, not only am I a coach, but I'm a big believer in that little 3 word that's super powerful. It's called the why. So, I think it's important for y'all to know why I do what I do, right? Why I coach, why I speak, why I show up every freaking day driven to help other women boss up. It's important. And it's simple. I coach because I truly care. My business was built on helping other women achieve their health, life, and wellness goals. I want every woman to feel empowered enough to follow her heart and rock her best life ever. I want every woman who struggles with food and energy and exercise and stress to have a plan of action. Helping women get fit. And I'm not just talking physically fit, right? I help women get fit in their mindset, their body, their spirit, their emotional health, their financial health. This is my passion and my purpose. And I'm here to tell you that achieving your health and wellness goals does not have to be complicated, stressful, and hard. I believe that every single person has a story, has a journey, and has a purpose in life. We all experience setbacks, hardships, and struggles. But as a human being, we can either choose to stay stuck or we can choose to boss up and live our best life. It's our job and responsibility to have the courage enough to boss up and change. I know bossing up takes courage, it takes strength, and it takes the willingness to change. So if that's you, then let's freaking do this, right? Let me give you some keys that have not just been like huge and impactful with my success, but it's also keys and strategies that I help other women specifically do so that they can become super successful. So let's talk strategy, right? Let's talk tips and keys to my success. So, building healthy habits, routines, and rituals like have been a go-to thing for me. They really have allowed me to become the best version of me. So 10 years ago, remember, I was 213 pounds, miserable, hated my body, felt super shameful for taking any time for me. But I didn't know how to lose the weight at first, right? I had no idea how to lose the weight or how to pick the perfect diet or what exercises that I needed to do that would have the biggest impact. However, I sat down and I asked myself what I thought I needed to do. You see, I believe as a coach that every person knows exactly what they need to do in the right order, right? The universe has this cool thing that it shows us the signs, and we have this intuition within us, but it's our job to follow it. So a couple of things came to mind for me. Number one was that I needed to clean up my eating habits, right? And at the time, I didn't even know what clean eating was. But all I knew was that I probably needed to eat less food and eat cleaner food, right? Meaning healthier food. So I'm Puerto Rican and there's some German in there. So you can tell that we eat a lot of rice and beans. We eat a lot of like starchy, heavy pasta dishes, a lot of unhealthy, non lean meats. But the biggest thing, y'all, is that I was overeating. I was coping with my emotions. I wasn't eating for fuel, I was eating to cope. And that is what I realized. I was like, girl, if you could just eat less food, right? If you could just eat less and clean up your diet, that would help you tremendously. The second thing that came to mind was sorry. The second thing that came to mind was that I needed to move my body. Okay. Growing up, I cannot say that I was like a little chunky little child. I was a gymnast, I was an athlete. Okay. But I did remember that, my coach said, not only is it important for you to be strong physically, it's important for you to be strong mentally as well. So it kind of went back and I was like, I don't know really what exercises to do. All I need to do is move my body. Right. At the time, I knew I needed to burn calories. And I thought the only way to do it was all on cardio machines, right? Excessive cardio workouts. That's what I was like brainwashed to believe by the media. I believed that in order to lose the weight that I would have to eat less, right? Eat less calories, and that I would need to just do countless hours of cardio, which again, there is some truth to that. But it wasn't until I started incorporating strength training into my workouts that I became a true lean, mean machine, right? But again, 10 years ago, I didn't know what to do besides those two habits. I knew I needed to change the way I eat and to change how much I was moving my body. I lost a good amount of weight while I was stationed there with my family. I lost probably 50 to 60 pounds alone just doing those two things. It didn't take me long to realize that I was going to need some help, though, right? So, along with some help and some support, I knew I needed some accountability in my life. So the first thing I did was I found a tribe of women that could help me with my kids, right? I knew that I couldn't take my kids to the gym all the time, that they couldn't play in the park while I was at the boot camp classes. So I went to my neighbors and I was like, hey, girls, can you watch my kids? I'll watch yours, you watch mine. Let's do this thing together, right? The second thing was that accountability. I also knew that I would need some tough love in my life, that kick ass support when I was falling off track. And I thought, what a better accountability partner than my mom, right? She was my why. She was my reason for wanting to change. I loved her, but I did not want her life. Once I became comfortable with food and exercise, I started implementing other habits over the years, such as self care, which included me time, reading time, coaching time, sleep time. You get the idea. But I started believing that I was worth taking care of. I started to see myself as a boss babe, as a queen, as someone worthy of being taken care of. So how can you get started with bossing up in your own health and wellness? Good question, right? And as a coach, it's important for me to not just give you a really cool story because, hey, we all have one of those, and not to tell you what I did, but to help you realize what you can do so that you can boss up. So here's my 5-step framework. Okay, number one, and if you have a piece of paper, write this down. If not, come back to the video and do so. Number one is I want you to think about your why, right? Think about why it is that you need to boss up. Figure it out. That 3-letter word is going to be so important in your transformation and in your journey. And this implies to anything, y'all. When I get tired of building my business, I hit the reset and I have to go back to why it is that I want to do this. Right? Because as a owner, as a business, as a speaker, as a coach, as an author, as a mother, we lose motivation. So that why is super important. So if you need help figuring that out, a simple breakdown is I need to blank because blank is super important to me. So I needed to lose weight because I wanted to feel sexy and be around for my kids 10 years from now. Number 2 of the framework, start small and become the master at the little stuff, right? Make a list of all the activities that you know you should be doing. Just write them all down. Okay. Drinking more water, eating less processed foods, adding veggies and fruit to your plate, getting more sleep, less soda, stressing less, meditation, putting you back on the calendar, right? So all of those, oh, I should be doing, those shouldings, put them down on a piece of paper. And then I want you to move to step 3. So step 2 helps you get everything that's in your head on paper. Okay. Get it all down. And then step 3, I want you to ask yourself, what are you willing to commit to today that would leave the biggest impact on your overall health? I want you to pick 1 or 2 of those things, those items off your list, and start doing them. I don't care if it's drinking more water. I don't care if it's getting up an hour early. I don't care if it's dedicating 2 hours to your side hustle so you can eventually get rid of the corporate job. I don't care what it is. Just do 2 little things consistently, and I promise you it will add up to big results. Okay, step number 4. What do you need to let go of in order for you to stay committed? This is the juiciest part of the 5-step framework because I find that when you can start to recognize what is actually keeping you stuck, you can then start to move past it, right? So think about, because a lot of people are like, what do I need to let go of? Like, I don't know. I'm like, think about the bullshit stories that you're telling yourself. Think about the excuses that you make. Some of my favorites are, I'm not smart enough to ask for the raise. I don't know. I don't have enough time in the day to work out, right? These are excuses and stories. Trust me, I used to think to myself, I'm not smart enough to be a boss, babe. Like, what is that? I can't do that. And by telling yourself those things, those stories, you are living that truth. You are living it. I always tell my clients, if that's the game you want to play, is the victim, then go right ahead, right? Play that game out and you will always win that game. Change your story, change your life. All right, number 5. All right, I'm a goal-getting, fear-facing woman, and I love crushing goals. But when it comes to goals, most people set too large of a goal at first. Do you think at 213, if I said, oh, I want to weigh 125, like I could even get, like, I would have been so demotivated by how much weight that actually was. So instead, yes, I was like, okay, I want to lose weight. Right? I get it. The goal was pretty generic. But what I focused in on was that I went small, right? I thought to myself, if I could get under 200 pounds, and then once I crushed that, I hit, ooh, could I do another 10? And then all of a sudden, 10 pounds at a time, I began to reclaim my best life. Okay. So you can dream big, but go at it small. Remember, small hinges swing very large doors. So now that I've given you a 5-step framework, I want you to implement that framework into your life. That's your job. Only you can do it. Only you can take like the reins back and change your life. but it starts with you. It starts with ownership. It starts with taking responsibility for your own life, for your own happiness, for your own business. All right, you guys, that's all I wanted to share with you today. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. My handle is 365.daily.hustle. You can find me on Facebook under 365 Daily Hustle or just Google Carissa Atkins. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to see what it is that you would like to, see from me, what tips and strategies that will help you boss up. I would love to create more videos for you that really allow you to step up and thrive. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. I'm Carissa Atkins, and I'm helping women show up, boss up, and thrive in their life. And if that's you, follow me right now.